Hello, good morning, my dear students. Welcome to today's accountancy class. Children, before starting the class, let me ask you one thing. Have you ever went for shopping? Have you ever noticed the cash memo produced by the seller to you? Did you saw in cash memo a column for tax? If not, please look into the cash memo once again. You will notice a column for tax. So our chapter for today's discussion is about GST. What is GST? Let us see from today's class about GST. The full form of GST is Goods and Service Tax. Why GST was introduced is to make our India free from different types of taxes. There were many different taxes before the introduction of GST. So, the main purpose of introduction of GST was to remove all the taxes and make it into one tax. So the main theme behind GST was one nation, one tax. So with that point of view, GST was introduced. Now from your +1 point of view, you will have to study about basic concept related to GST and also the basic accounting process related to GST. Now let's move to the class. Children, we know that taxes, we people pay tax to the government. Government make use of this tax to give us different types of facilities. Like they use this tax for construction of road, bridges and different facilities like bus stops. They construct a bus stop, and for railway tracks. So different facilities they provide us making use of this tax money. There are two types of tax: direct tax and indirect tax. Direct tax is taken on the income earned by an individual. That is known as income tax. So if tax is paid by one individual on the income they earn, it is known as income tax. That comes under direct tax. There is also indirect tax. Before the introduction of GST, there were different types of tax like VAT, value added tax, sales tax, service tax, entertainment tax. So all these tax were there, which was coming under indirect tax. Now, all these indirect taxes are coming under one single head, that is GST. So children, these indirect taxes, you can see that these taxes are paid indirectly. Why the word indirect is used here? Because we make use of different services or product. On that product, we are paying the taxes. Knowingly or unknowingly, we are paying that. So for example, if we go to a theater to see the movies, we are paying ticket to get enter into the cinema hall to see the movie. We have to take ticket. We are paying money on that ticket. If its cost is 150, that 150 is divided in two parts. One is the actual cost of that service provided, and the other half is the tax paid on that. The tax paid on that is given to the government. So indirectly also we are paying the tax on use of certain services or certain product. So that all come under indirect taxes. Okay. There are two different types of taxes, or the tax is given, or the tax amount are of two types. One which goes to the central government and the other goes to the state government. Okay. Now let us see the meaning of goods and service tax, that is GST. Goods and service tax is a comprehensive indirect tax levied or charged at the prescribed rate each time the sale is made of goods or service, or both, by a registered taxpayer. So as we discussed, it is a comprehensive indirect tax. GST comes under the indirect tax, and we have to pay it on the sales of goods or services. However, GST is not charged on petroleum. There are certain exceptions where GST is not charged. Which are those exempted goods? Petroleum. On petroleum we don't have to pay tax. Alcohol for human consumption, import of goods or services, on these things we don't pay tax. Okay, these goods are exempted from tax, that is GST. Almost all the indirect taxes are emerged into one indirect tax. So many different taxes have emerged into one indirect tax, and that is GST. Goods or services are grouped in 5 categories. GST is applied on goods or services as specified on that category. So certain category have been made, and according to that categories GST is been applied. The different rates are also there. These things are not there in detail with your subject. Still if you are getting the basic idea, it is good. 0%, 5%, 12%, 18% and 28%. These are the different prescribed rate on different category of goods. Okay. Next, students, you have to listen to a small story. This story is about a supplier named Ramesh. He is from Kerala, and there is a firm, it is also in Kerala. This firm had purchased certain goods from Ramesh. The firm is purchasing certain goods from Ramesh. Do you know what sort of purchase is this? It is known as intra-state purchase. When the goods are purchased from within the state, it is known as intra-state purchase. In case of intra-state purchase, the tax which is charged is known as CGST and SGST. So, as we saw in previous slide, that taxes are taken by the central government as well as the state government. So, when a goods is sold, some part of, or we can say half of the tax will be given to the central government, and half of the tax will be taken by the state government. So that is the process. Here also, when Ramesh is selling the goods to this firm, the firm will give money to Ramesh. How much money he will pay? Not only the cost of goods which is sold to this firm, Ramesh will get the amount of tax also. Ramesh will pay the tax money to the government. So, such type of purchase is known as intrastate purchase, and the tax which is related to intrastate purchase is known as CGST, that means Central Goods and Service Tax, and SGST, that means State Goods and Service Tax. So in intrastate purchase we have to pay two taxes. One is going to central government, the other one is going to state government. Okay. Let us see one case. Abu of Kerala purchase goods from Ramesh of Kerala. So Abu is also from Kerala and Ramesh is also from Kerala. Abu is purchasing goods from Ramesh for 1,000 rupees, and on that 1,000 rupees there is GST of 10%. Now when we pass a journal entry for this case, avoid GST now for a time being. We have already studied how to pass a journal entry. So this is a purchase, this is a credit purchase. What is a journal entry? Normal case we used to pass. Yes, you know that. Purchase account debited 1,000 rupees to Ramesh account 1,000 rupees. This is the journal entry in which we don't have to pass GST. This was the journal entry we have studied in our earlier in our previous classes. Now we have to study a journal entry with GST. If GST, in your question they are asking you to pass a journal entry with GST, what are you supposed to do? Purchase account as it is will be written. Input CGST, as I told you, whenever there is a purchase there will be CGST. You have to prefix one word, that is input, with this CGST whenever there is any purchase. If you are purchasing furniture, what you will write? Furniture account debited, input CGST account. If you are paying the rent, what you will write? Rent account debited, input CGST account. So whenever there is an expenses like purchase, furniture, then rent, salary, wages, such things will be debited, and input CGST as well as input SGST will be debited. Now 1,000 rupees purchase, it is already given to you. How you got this 50-50? To calculate this 50-50, input CGST account debited 50, input SGST account debited 50. Do you know how you got this 50? You have to calculate this 10% GST with 1,000 rupees. So 1,000 into 10 divided by 100. How much you will get? Just calculate it. See? 1,000 into 10 divided by 100. So children, 1,000 into 10%. 1,000 is the cost of the goods. Okay. And on that 10% is the GST which I have to charge. So 1,000 into 10%. How much I will get? 100 rupees. Okay. This 100 rupees will be divided into 2. That is 50 rupees will be CGST. CGST. What does this C denote? This C denotes central government, and the other 50 will go to state government. That will be written as SGST. Okay, so that's what we saw here. Input, we have to use the word input whenever there is purchase. So input CGST and input SGST to Ramesh account. So here when there is no GST, you can see purchase to Ramesh. So purchase to Ramesh, in between that you will have to pay the tax also. CGST and SGST is also there for the purchase made. Okay, so I hope this is clear to you. Now this was regarding what? The goods being sold, or sorry, purchase. Sometimes there may be a case that goods are returned. The purchase goods are returned. So here Ramesh is returning some goods. 200 goods is returned. You know very well that when there is purchase return is credited. So Ramesh account debited to purchase return account is a normal journal entry. But when there is CGST and SGST, what you have to do? You have to credit input CGST and input SGST. But here what you have to understand is, when you were charging the CGST, SGST, it was on 50 rupees. That is 1000 rupees you have charged 50-50. When you calculated on this 1000, 10%, you got 50 and 50. But how much is the value of goods returning? The goods was purchased for 1000 rupees, but the value of the goods which is returned, it is 200. Okay, so on 200, when you calculate 10%, how much you will get? You will get 20 rupees. Okay, 20 rupees is what you get. So 20 rupees, out of that 20 rupees, 10 rupees will be CGST and 10 rupees will be SGST. So that is how you got 10 rupees and 10 rupees. If you wrote 50-50 here, your answer will go wrong. Okay, just understand the concept, dear children. Now next is, this was about, we studied about the purchase. We studied about the intrastate purchase. So we saw that in intrastate purchase, we have CGST and SGST. Whenever there is purchase, we have to use the word input CGST and input SGST. Now children, let us see a second story. In this story, you can see there is a supplier named Shyam, and he is from Delhi. And there is a firm situated somewhere in Kerala. So this firm is purchasing some goods from a supplier of Delhi. You can see there is two different states which is taking place in the process of purchase. So such purchase is known as interstate purchase. We saw that if the same state, within the state the purchase is taking place, then it is intrastate purchase. But when two different states are purchasing or selling something, it is known as interstate purchase. Okay. Now, what we have to do with interstate purchase? Here also we have GST. But here we don't have to pay GST separately for central government and state government. Instead of that, it will be integrated. Certain criteria will be used, and on that basis it will be divided to central government and state government. But we don't have to go into a complex of that problem, because in your +1 you just have to understand the basic concept. So you have to understand that in case of interstate purchase, the tax which is charged is known as IGST, which is Integrated Goods and Service Tax. So children, let us have a review. supplier Shyam, he is from Delhi. The purchaser of this good is in Kerala. The goods which is sold to the firm, on that intrastate purchase, it is known as intrastate purchase, and on such goods IGST is charged. That means integrated goods and service tax. Now let us see with the help of one case. Let us see one case. Abu of Kerala purchase goods from Shyam of Delhi for rupees 1000. IGST is 10%. So Abu is from Kerala, he is purchasing goods from Shyam, he is from Delhi, and the cost of the goods is 1000. On that IGST, you know that when there is inter-firm purchase, that is Kerala and Delhi, it is two different states. So when such purchase is taking place, it will be known as integrated GST is applied at that time. And what is such type of trade known as? Inter-firm purchase. Okay, interstate purchase. Now see what is the journal entry when there is no GST applied. You know very well, purchase account will be debited to Shyam account because it's a credit purchase, so we can write Shyam account. If it is cash purchase, what you will write? Purchase account debited to cash account. Okay. Now if there is GST, if in your question it is of GST, then what is the journal entry? Purchase will be there, debited with 1000 rupees. As I told you, whenever purchase term word purchase is there, we have to use the word input. So what is next? Yes, input IGST. Here we don't have to write CGST or SGST because it is inter-firm purchases. You have to use the word IGST. And how much is IGST? It is 100 because it is only one tax, no division of tax between CGST and SGST. So complete 100. So 1000 into 10%, that is 100. 100 completely will go to input IGST. To Shyam account 1100. So this is how you have to pass the journal entry related to input IGST when it is inter-firm purchase. What about when the goods is returned? Out of this 1000 goods, suppose 200 goods is returned. So what is the journal entry? Shyam will be debited to input Shyam account debited 220 to input IGST account 20 to purchase return account 200. So just a simple see, when we made a purchase, input IGST was debited. Now we are cancelling that purchase, then input IGST will be credited. Okay, and purchase return will also be credited. So in input IGST, you don't have to write 100 rupees because we are returning 200 value of goods. So on 200 into 10%, you will get 20 rupees. So what is the cost of goods which is returned? 200. How much was the tax paid at that time for these goods? 20. So total cost of goods which have been returned is 220. Okay. So this is about purchase, interstate purchase of goods. So we saw two categories of tax. Purchase in case of intra-firm, in which CGST and SGST is charged, and we saw purchase of inter-firm, that in which IGST is charged. Okay.